Hello, my name is Peter Kemp. I'm an attorney with Progressive Ag Law in Fargo, North Dakota, and the son of a North Dakota corn and wheat farmer from Pembina County. I'm here today to talk about the farm program payments made under the 2014 Farm Bill. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about the Agriculture Risk Coverage Program calculated at the county level, often called the ARTCO program. Payments made under this program have varied greatly between counties with similar farming situations, resulting in unfair and unequal payments between neighbors. This inequitable situation has led Progressive Ag Law and our affiliated law firms to investigate whether these payments were improper. I'm going to share with you today a little bit about what we found so far and what we plan to do to fix the situation moving forward. Now, the 2014 Farm Bill allowed farmers to choose between three different commodity programs: price loss coverage, agriculture risk coverage individual coverage, and agriculture risk coverage county coverage. Price loss coverage, or PLC, is triggered when the effective price for a commodity is beneath a statutorily defined reference price. Agriculture risk coverage, the second option at the individual level, is triggered when a farm's effective revenue across all the commodities is less than a guaranteed revenue across all of the farmer's covered commodities. Now, no farmers have brought issues with these two programs to our attention, and they are not at issue or are going to be discussed more today. But what we have found issue with is the ARTCO program. So let me explain that program a little bit. ARTCO establishes a benchmark county revenue based upon a statutorily defined guarantee price multiplied by a guaranteed yield, which is based upon the average county yield for the past 5 years. If the actual county crop revenue for the program year is less than the benchmark revenue, a payment is triggered based upon the difference between the historical benchmark and the actual county revenue for the program year. Now, this payment is capped and it cannot exceed a maximum payment amount. The idea behind using a guaranteed revenue in the farm commodity program is a good idea and really lies at the heart of any farm bill. It's ensuring farmers have the revenue to continue farming and won't be put down when the market takes a turn for the worse. But the implementation of this program has led to wildly different payments between farms that are similarly situated. Look at this map of North Dakota and pay attention to the counties of Logan and Lemoore in the southeastern corner of the state. Those counties did not receive a payment on their corn acres under the ARTCO program, whereas their neighboring counties, with very similar soils and climate, received $50 and $60 per acre payments. That is real money and will come into play when a young farmer needs a loan or the next time land is up for rent. This example is drawn from North Dakota, but similar examples can be found in nearly every commodity-producing state. This is a nationwide issue. Now, the question becomes, why are there such differences in payments? Well, the program guarantees revenue, and revenue is simply price times the yield. The price is statutorily defined, so it is the yield determination which causes these drastic variations. Under the program, the FSA can draw from a number of different data sources when assigning the county's yield for the benchmark or for the actual yield in the program year. The hierarchy begins with data from the National Agriculture Statistics Service, or NASS, for that county, and then it goes to the data from the Risk Management Agency, or RMA, which is the agency that oversees federal crop insurance. Then it goes to the district NASS yields, which is based upon regional data collected by NASS, and then it goes down from there. If NASS county data is available, the FSA uses NASS data. If it is unavailable, the FSA then uses RMA data. Now, each of these data sources has its benefits and its drawbacks. There are some who say NASS data is too low because farmers underreport their yields to keep the market prices up. There are also some who say that the RMA yields are too high because farmers overreport their yields to maintain a high proven yield. Or perhaps RMA yields used under the program might be too high because acres which submitted a crop insurance claim were excluded from the calculation, leaving only those high producing acres. Regardless of why these data sources differ, the fact is that they do differ, and sometimes drastically. The result is that if FSA is comparing a benchmark yield established by low NASS numbers to the yield for the program year established by high RMA data, of course the program year is going to appear like a bumper crop, and that county will not receive a payment. It is a quintessential case of comparing apples to oranges. Drawing data from multiple sources has created an unequitable situation. Now, returning to the North Dakota example, in Lemoore County, the FSA used RMA yield for the program year of 165 bushels per acre. Now, we've talked to many farmers and crop insurance agents in Lemoore County, and unanimously we are told that number is between 15 and 20 bushels too high. And so Logan County doesn't get a payment when its neighbors do. We've talked to farmers in Logan County and found that the RMA yield there of 109 is also between 15 and 20 bushels too high. Now, a question that is often asked is, why is there this hierarchy of data sources? Why wasn't NASS data just used in every county? The answer is that in some counties, NASS did not receive a response to its surveys which it deemed to be statistically significant. Now, in those cases where NASS did not report a yield, an FSA used an RMA data to supply the yield number. However, the NASS surveys are voluntary, and farmers did not know the importance of the survey to the farm program. Now, let me go through the timeline. The NASS surveys were sent out in October of 2014. ARCO elections were made in the spring of 2015, and the payment for the 2014 crop year were not made until October of 2015. The farmers could not have known in October 2014, when they received their NASS surveys, the importance of that survey in the program election they would make in the spring of 2015. Now, fixing these problems is especially important because this is a 5-year farm bill. Only one payment has been issued under its lifespan, and we have 4 more years under this program. And even if your county was not affected this year, it might be in the future. So to solve this problem and make sure the FSA is using numbers reflective of the situation in the county and doesn't compare apples and oranges, we are taking a number of actions. The first action is that we need your help in putting political pressure on Congress and the USDA to make changes to the program so that apples are compared with apples and numbers which are wildly out of sync with the real yields in a county are not used in determining a payment. We need your help in the lobbying effort because when one farmer speaks, no one listens. But when many farmers speak, change happens. By signing our representation agreement, we can speak on your behalf. And by signing our representation agreement, we can also collect data from you and keep that data confidential under the attorney-client relationship. That data can be used to show that the assigned yields is too high in many counties. It is important to note, we're not seeking to reopen the Farm Bill, but to simply make changes at the administrative level to the FSA procedures. The second thing we're considering doing is filing targeted lawsuits to force a change in procedure. Now, a few farmers have already agreed to step forward and file the lawsuit. We recognize that many farmers are hesitant to file a lawsuit against the FSA, and we want to assure you we will only file a lawsuit on behalf of those farmers who have already volunteered. If you sign on to our lobbying contract, your name will not go on a lawsuit. So please, join our effort by signing the ARCO representation agreement. It is pro bono, which means we are not taking or charging any fees for representation in this matter. We think this issue is important, and we want to see changes made. The only thing we ask is that you consider having us represent you in the lawsuit against Syngenta. But if you're already represented in a suit against Syngenta, or do not wish to be represented against Syngenta, we're still more than happy and want to advocate on your behalf in the ARCO matter. So please stand with us. In closing, I want to stress one thing. Until changes are made to the ARCO program, that program will continue to rely on the data from the voluntary NASS surveys. So please, help yourself out and answer those surveys and encourage your neighbor to do the same. So thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, please call the number on your screen. I wish you the best and hope to represent you. Thank you.